isn't sitting right. We need answers.
Right now at 10, an investigation into a man and woman found dead in Monroe County.
And a lawsuit aims to expand voters' options when they hit the polls.
Plus, the stage is set at the Sistine Chapel. What Cardinals are saying ahead of a conclave steeped in tradition.
WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Final preparations are underway for the conclave to begin tomorrow at the Vatican.
It's likely a new pope will be selected by the end of the week. The Sistine Chapel sits ready to host 133 cardinals from 70 countries as they elect a new pope. Many cardinals remain tight-lipped just one day before they begin deliberations.
We won't have a new Francis. Yeah, Francis is Francis, and we won't have a new Francis. But he opened doors, and I hope that, of course, those doors will stay open.
The rules for this conclave were set back in the 13th century after an election that stretched almost 3 years. While there's still no time limit, recent votes have lasted just 2 days.
A bit of a fracture evolving, that there are conversations ongoing, and that if there was a consensus, it seems to have broken up in these last weeks. So there is talk about the conclave going on perhaps longer than expected, which could mean, in my estimation, 4 or 5 days.
Cameras from around the globe are already focused on that chimney, waiting for the conclave to begin. Be sure to tune into our morning show at 5 and 6 tomorrow for the latest on the conclave preparations.
Well, more questions than answers in Monroe County after the deaths of 2 people. On Sunday, authorities found 2 bodies in the East Fork Lemon Weir River. Sheriffs say it was a man and a woman. Investigators believe the 2 were last seen leaving the Backwater Bar and Grill. They discovered the bodies after a tip from a caller. Reportedly, the caller came to the area to try and find the pair. We spoke to 3 people identifying themselves as relatives of the deceased.
Can't believe it. We got here as quick as we could. Their bodies were still in the water. Everyone around us, the people that were there that night, everyone said this isn't right. There's got to be an explanation somewhere.
Right now, foul play isn't suspected, but an investigation is still ongoing.
Onalaska is installing automated external defibrillators throughout the city. Officials say some spots will include community parks and tennis courts. Officials hope these AEDs will improve response times in emergency situations and increase survival rates.
Well, the heating season comes to an end on May 15th, but you can still get help from the Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program. The program also helps with electric bills. To qualify, the gross household income has to be 60% of the state median income or less. You can apply for the program at the Home Energy website.
And the Wisconsin nonprofit Green Homeowners United is still offering free energy assessments. Those are funded through the Inflation Reduction Act. The program helps homeowners lower their energy bills. Low-income homeowners can unlock federal grants for free energy-saving upgrades.
So they'll have spots in their home where they could use some help, and we come in and do the energy assessment. We can do some of those things. We can seal some ductwork, caulk around some windows and doors, and we also do like weather stripping around windows and doors as well.
So if you're interested in getting a free energy assessment, you can reach out to Green Homeowners United.
Well, a shakeup could be coming to Wisconsin ballots with a new push that supporters say would give voters more options.
Our own Allison Ferget explains the lawsuit looking to bring back what's known as fusion voting.
The 2 parties are not working together effectively at all. In fact, they are pulling farther and farther apart, and the increased division is causing a breakdown in trust.
As leaders in both major political parties face low approval ratings, citizens are growing tired of the way things are.
There has to be some kind of action to try to bring about a better representation than what we have right now.
Roush is one of the 5 plaintiffs suing to bring back fusion voting, a practice outlawed in Wisconsin during the 19th century. Under fusion voting, the same candidate could represent more than one party. For example, Charles' candidate could be on the ballot for the Republicans while also being on the same ballot for the Libertarians.
And at the end of the day, all the votes for that candidate would be added together, and that's how we decide who won the election.
Jeff Mandel's Law Forward is one of 2 law firms representing the plaintiffs in the case. He says right now many people don't feel represented by the two major political parties.
Bringing Fusion back is a way to give a voice and provide support to those people.
Mendel adds fusion voting could help the U.S. move past the two-party system.
This is a way for that minor party to build support, to get its name out there, and across time, to become a major party.
Retired UWL professor Joe Heim is a committee member for United Wisconsin, a group created to promote fusion voting in the state. He says the practice pushes candidates to focus on the issues and build coalitions.
So this forces you to kind of be attractive to a third or fourth party. It also gives a reason why voting for a third or fourth party is worthwhile.
Critics say fusion voting could cause unnecessary confusion at the voting booth, but supporters are confident it won't lead to any issues.
And I think voters are pretty smart, and I believe in our friends and our neighbors across Wisconsin.
Now, the lawsuit is still in the early stages, but supporters are hopeful it'll get in front of the state Supreme Court before the next presidential election.
Well, we had a little bit of taste of summer today, 80s, sunny, and usually it's freezing in this studio. But Greg, you've been warm all night, haven't you?
Yeah, when it hits 80 outside, I get too warm, so I like my cold conditions. So unfortunately, the good news is we are not going to see 80 tomorrow. That's the positive. But we're going to cool down, but still getting back closer to average. So still, if you're expecting mild conditions, we're still going to have a mild day. Overall, there's your temperatures kind of area wide there. You look at the 80s, pretty much that area stretching from central Minnesota to northern Wisconsin. But behind that, to the Dakotas up there, a little bit cooler. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking forward. But not tonight, really. Temperatures will stay more mild, probably more in the 50s for most areas, maybe a few upper 40s, but a little bit milder than we saw earlier this morning. Otherwise, 54, getting all the way up to 69. But notice that wind out of the northeast, given that there's a cold front that kind of went through. That's going to keep our temperatures a little bit down. You're going to feel a little bit of a cooler air to the atmosphere going on. 51 for Eau Claire, just 65 too with that northeast wind too. That front is kind of sagging south, doesn't have moisture with it, so we're not expecting other than a few clouds, but we will see a little bit of a wind shift, and that wind shift is coming from the lakes too, which also helps to keep us cooler. So later on we'll break down how long this little brief cool down happens and when we'll see the 80s again, which is not too far off again.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Local Scouts are kicking off their annual Scrap-a-thon. They're accepting any metal items from cans to old garage doors. All items turned in will be turned to scrap metal, and all proceeds will go toward programming for Scouts around the area.
It's a very win-win for us. You know, we're living up to our sustainability roots as far as scouting goes, but then you're also helping the community. So if you can reduce, reuse, and recycle and benefit kids in our community, that's awesome.
There are 5 donation locations in the area. We have the complete list and addresses on our digital platforms.
Well, today is Thank a Teacher Day in La Crosse schools. The Public Education Foundation organized breakfast deliveries for nearly 1,000 teachers and staff this morning. The celebration of educators and staff in La Crosse has been going on for more than a decade.
They work hard to make sure that students have not only the academic support that they need, but also the support to grow as whole people. And we're so appreciative of teachers and educators in the school district of La Crosse, and this is just a small thing we can do to show our appreciation.
The event is part of National Teacher Appreciation Week, running through Friday.
UWL students are helping connect members of the LGBTQ+ community. Recreational therapy students hosted a speed friending event at the Health Science Center. It was for LGBTQ+ community ages 50 and up. Students met and shared stories with the attendees in 5-minute rotations. The event aiming to build friendships across multiple generations while learning more about event planning.
We kind of focused on folks who are a little bit middle-aged or older in communities where young students are not hanging out, right? So this opportunity for them to make some connections around why socialization is so important to mental health, and as an opportunity for us to build capacity in the community.
This event was hosted as part of the Sociology of Generations and Age class.
The Tommy Bartlett Show site and Exploratory in Wisconsin Dells have been sold. The buyer, Ripley's Believe It or Not. It marks the end of the famed water ski show, which ran from 1952 until 2020 when COVID hit. Ripley's plans to continue operating the Tommy Bartlett Exploratory year-round.
Now you're heading for a headache at the airport unless you have it. The ID requirement's years in the making. That'll be the norm in a few hours.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Mother's Day is almost here, and it's time to visit Jolivet Family Farms. 8 greenhouses full of a wide variety of flowers, vegetable, and plants, all grown for this climate. Jolivet's features one of the area's largest selections of hanging baskets: succulents, clematis, citronella, mosquito plants, horseradish, rhubarb, asparagus. Find unique lawn and garden decor. Take home a strawberry rhubarb pie, rhubarb crisp, or try the new peanut butter pie from our homemade bakery. All this and so much more. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
You know it's time to replace some windows, a patio door, an entry door, or all of them. The Board Store's provided skillful installation of quality products for thousands of your neighbors for 35 years. Double hung slider, casement, awning windows, double glazing, triple glazing, white windows, black windows, wood grain. Our experienced sales staff will help you choose what's best for you, provide a detailed proposal, and a firm price. No pressure, no nonsense. One window or a house full, call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. More than you expect for less than you thought.
Wednesday's Real ID deadline looms after 20 years of implementation delays. Congress passed the Real ID Act in 2005 following the 9/11 Commission's recommendation that the federal government enhance security standards for ID.
Now that the May 7th deadline is here, what does it mean for travelers with or without the new card? Sherelle Hubbard explains.
Flyers already frustrated by long lines now have another worry to add to their travel list: the Real ID. It's the Transportation Security Administration's newest requirement, and after 20 years in the making, the deadline is Wednesday.
81% of the travelers that travel by airline in the United States today are already compliant. So they have IDs that already they will be able to use just like they normally always have been.
Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says 81% of travelers have IDs that are already compliant.
I have the Real ID.
But what about the others?
No, I don't. I do not have the Real ID yet.
No, I don't.
I don't have the Real ID at all.
Some may have a Real ID unbeknownst to them. If you see a star in the upper right-hand corner of your ID, usually a driver's license, you're all set. If you don't because of long wait times at your local Department of Motor Vehicles office or plain old forgetfulness, you're in luck.
We are going to process you.
TSA's Steve Lawrence says although full implementation day is Wednesday, the TSA intends to help flyers through the process. A passport card, and other federally recognized IDs will be accepted. If you do not have the new Real ID, you may be diverted to a different line, have an extra step, and ultimately spend more time going through the security process, but you will be allowed to fly.
You will not be turned away.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And the TSA is encouraging travelers to give themselves plenty of time for air travel to factor in those possible delays at airport security checkpoints as the full implementation goes into effect. We will have more news ahead.
But first,
definitely got a stretch of 70, 80s, very mild and dry conditions. We'll break out what the temperatures look like going into Mother's Day's weekend and what the rain chances will look like going into next week. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Your life, your money, your way. Ultra's A+ accounts are made for you. No monthly fees, no minimum balance, no hassle. Now that's something to dance about. What are you waiting for? Open an account online today.
Wow, Forest Berry Fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
This is Arby's tender 13-hour smoked brisket in a smoker. This is Arby's tender 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich. This is Arby's tender 13-hour smoked brisket in a Cedric.
Arby's, we have the meat.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Waterworks. For more than 30 years, American Waterworks has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle-Gro Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season, always at the best prices, guaranteed.
Looking for a new ride? At Ultra, we know some family members are pickier than others. Apply today at driveultra.org and find a ride that makes everyone happy. No payments for 90 days. Driver tested, puppy approved. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
Is it time for a new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Most of Wisconsin is experiencing elevated fire danger this week.
All of western Wisconsin is facing moderate to high fire dangers. Areas in the blue face a moderate risk, while the yellow indicates a high risk.
And parts of Eau Claire, Jackson, and Monroe counties are currently under burn restrictions. And it feels like those situations might be here to stay because the forecast looks very, very dry for the foreseeable future. Let's get the details from Greg.
Yeah, it's going to be dry, but the good news is green up is happening. So once green up happens, those fire threats really diminish quite. Like around La Crosse area, we're already greening up, so we will be dry. That'll be one factor in, but it just take a little bit longer for those northern counties to get to green up stage, which I think everyone will be early next week too. So then the fire risk really reduces it quite quickly. We are going to have cooler conditions tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. That will bring the relative humidity up too, so that's a good news also. But we're going to turn around for a Friday. We're going to have warm, mild conditions. The weekend looks like we're going to have potentially some more 80-degree days there, or getting close to it. Warm early next week, and right now the rain chance, you got to wait probably till Thursday and Friday of next week when we have a system come through right now. Although there's a lot of questions on timing and if there's going to be a lot of moisture to work with. We've been kind of in a blocking pattern. Typically the jet goes west to east, so these systems pass through fairly quickly. So you have some good weather days, some bad weather days, and it kind of continues like that. But for the last 3 or 4 days, we've had a block going on. So basically, we've been kind of sandwiched in between things, and this is somewhat oriented like it is currently, but not quite exactly. So really, it's been unsettled on either direction of this block, but if you're in the center of it, you're dry and really warm, sometimes warm conditions, even hot conditions. Now, early next week, we're going to have another little kind of blocking thing set up too, is when this jet goes way to the north, a jet to the south. We don't have much air movement aloft here. We're talking 25,000 feet to really move anything, so we are kind of blocked in this situation. This is going to be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. And then it's up to this system out to the Pacific Northwest. Can it change this whole thing and go back to more typical of a west to east thing? So overall, if you look at the jet stream, as I mentioned, by the time we go into the weekend, this thing builds well up in Canada. So we're going to be high and dry and actually get hot down there in the southwest. Then as we go into early next week, we're going to see this system set up to the Pacific Northwest. This jet then kind of pushes further east as we get closer to Tuesday. And keep an eye on this system too. It kind of lifts up too. This actually might give us a little cloud cover Tuesday and Wednesday. But then going Thursday and Friday is whether this system can punch through and give us our round of showers and thunderstorms and kind of change the flow and maybe cool us back down after that. So this is a time frame we're going to have to keep an eye on later next Thursday and Friday. In the meantime, it's just going to be warm too. So overall tomorrow, a cool down a little bit, especially further north. They'll kind of drop in the mid 60s. Further south, it may take a little bit longer. I think their coolest day for areas south of I-90 is going to be Thursday. Now relative humidity, this is what it was today. A lot of 20s and teens with the cooler temps and that northeast wind. We should start seeing a relative humidity actually not to be too bad as as we go into tomorrow afternoon. It'll be more in the 30s to 40s, so that definitely will help. They may come down a little bit to the 20s, but it'll be about 10 to 15% higher than today, so the fire danger won't be as bad. But Thursday, we're going to cool back down, even upper 60s near 70. That is probably the coolest day of the period because Friday we're back in the 70s for most areas. And then as we go to the weekend, we're even warmer. That's Saturday, 70s, even 80s, even mid 80s. And that's going to continue the trend, the warm trend, going into early next week where we could get to the mid 80s. It depends on cloud cover Monday and Tuesday. And then it gets a little uncertain as we go to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the second half next week, when that system could come through and bring us some showers and thunderstorms and maybe cool us back down. So it's a dry forecast, but tomorrow you will feel the change a little bit from what we had today. So it'll be a little bit cooler, especially further north you go.
All right. Still will kind of feel pretty pleasant because there were some very hot moments today.
For me, it's hot, so I'll take the 60s and 70s any day. But 80, yeah, it's getting a little too warm. But it'll be more comfortable tomorrow for a lot of people.
All right, thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers looking to make it 3 victories in a row in a tight one against the Astros, plus a battle atop the MVC standings in softball action. Who would prevail? Jacob has the answer next.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, right now.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Can your floor stand up to this? At Sealands Carpetland, we know how hard your family can be in your home. You need a flooring that can stand up to mud, pets, and a crew like this. Don't sacrifice beauty for function. We'll help you find the perfect flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Come in and see our huge selection of luxury vinyl and tile. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley, where our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Here at Schneider Heating, we have a huge emphasis on culture, getting along, working together.
We follow through on our promises, and we get the job done.
We will do what we need to do to ensure that you are safe, comfortable, and happy.
We have a lot of veteran installers who really care and even more put their mind at ease by installing Carrier equipment.
We're not just putting in a furnace. You're hiring the whole company. You're hiring our service department, our install department, just a ton of experience. We're very helpful.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Just 3 weeks left in the softball regular season. We had a good one this afternoon. 2 of the best teams in the MVC, Tomah hosting Onalaska. Timberwolves unbeaten in the conference, while the Hilltoppers' lone loss came against Tomah in April. First inning, Tomah with the hot start. First batter of the game, Grace Johnson with a line shot to left. That gets down for a stand-up double. Next batter, Libby Matheson gets one through into right field. Johnson scores. Timberwolves take the lead. Then Tomah would load up the bases as Mara Noth is going to take one off the ankles. That scores another Timberwolves with 3 runs in the first. And in the pitcher's circle, Anna Wall, she was untouchable. 7 innings, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts for her as the Timberwolves win the pitcher's duel 3-1. Melman visiting Arcadia in an action-packed game. We begin with Maddie Frankron hitting one right over the infielders, knocking 2 runs in and extending the lead to 10-3. Later, it's Opal Buchanan shooting one to right center to score Cooper Zeman and put the away side up 9. And the hot bats did not stop there. Isabella Rozak crushes one deep to left in the 7th. Gets some love from mom going back to the dugout. Jordan Walters and the Raiders would fight back in the final frame as this bases clearing triple is a part of a 7-run frame to pull the Raiders closer. But how's this to end the game? Anna Radcliffe going full extension out in center to put a bow on this one as the Mustangs get it done. A few baseball scores from around the area. Westby gets a big Cooley Conference win over West Salem. Luther holds on for a 5-4 win over Brookwood. Close one in Melrose as the Mustangs walk it off in the 8th inning over GET. And Seneca improves to 12-2 in the season as they take down Lafarge. And Houston beats Schaefer Academy 19-2. Girls soccer action. West Salem visiting the Logan Luther Co-op. About 15 minutes in, Panthers on the build-up. Addie Ferguson whips in across. The ball ping-pongs around and Emma Harmon tucks it home. Then about 10 minutes later, good work on the left wing. Picture-perfect ball is sent in, and Sammy Niemeyer knows what to do with it. Outside foot finish, and it's a beauty. Panthers stay unbeaten against league foes. The UWL Eagles have rattled off 9 wins in a row to end the regular season, and now playoff baseball awaits. The message today from Coach Schwartz was, be yourselves. Don't try to do too much. Don't let the moment get too big, and just execute like you've done all season. And boy, have the Eagles been doing that. 33 wins in 40 games, a 23-5 mark against WIAC foes. And their skipper says the scariest part for upcoming opponents is that the Eagles haven't even put together a complete performance yet this season.
You know, we've been playing really good baseball at times this year. We honestly haven't put it all together, whether that's 9 men in the lineup or pitch and not play D and all that kind of stuff. So I think they understand that and they know that, and you can kind of see it in their eyes that it's time to go. It's now or never, and there's some tenacity in this group.
As is the case in any sport when the season is on the line, the margin for error much more slim now, and this group of seniors knows that and is focused on just controlling what they can and competing with every pitch.
Just focus on just go play ball, you know. This last weekend we played solid and we weren't like focusing on too much how good the other team was. We were just focusing on how good we can play.
I think it's a lot of just trusting yourself. Obviously, we have the talent to go far in the playoffs, and we just got to show up at the right time and be who we are and be competitive, and I 100% believe we can do that.
UWL's WIAC tournament run gets underway Thursday in Whitewater at 3 p.m. as they'll take on Oshkosh. Brewers looking for their 3rd straight W. First inning was the key one in this game. Here, Reese Hoskins centers on the heater right down the middle. Ball bounces halfway up the wall, but it still will score 2, and the Crew jump out in front. Very next batter, Jake Bowers, belts one high and deep to center. The ballpark will not hold that one. Milwaukee back over 500 as they squeak past Houston 4-3. And an update from Minneapolis in the Western Conference semis has not been pretty for the T-Wolves as they're down 66-51 at last check. Minnesota starting off the game 0 for 16 from 3. Naz Reid with 11, while Draymond Green leads the way for the Warriors with 16. That'll do for sports. We got more news after this.
Ah, it's deer season.
Already? Nice knowing you. We gotta hide.
No, not that deer season. Deer season. It's that time of year when you can get $3,000 off at an authorized John Deere dealer.
A deer season that saves bucks?
That's right.
It's deer season, now through June 2nd.
Visit Tractor Central today to find out why nothing runs like a deer. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
It's a John Deere day.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Right now, Rewards members get a free $5 gift card with a $45 Miracle-Gro purchase, like large bags of Miracle-Gro potting mix, just $11.99. Plus, check out our assortment of live plants in our outdoor garden centers, now open. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin family-owned turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
May is Better Hearing Month. Come in for your free, no obligation hearing exam at the Better Hearing Center. It's always easier to get help sooner rather than later. You adapt easier when you're younger.
I think some of the big things people will say is, why did I wait so long? It was easy and I'm really enjoying the things that I used to again. The family's happier, they're happier, and they're enjoying their life again. May is Better Hearing Month, so come in for your free hearing screening at Better Hearing Center.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
12 competitors faced off in the Chung Chau Bun Scrambling Championship yesterday.
Yeah, climbers raced to the top of a tower covered in plastic buns. Whoever can collect the most with the highest value within 3 minutes wins the race.
Kung Se Shan won the female category, with Kwok Kam Ming winning for the men. Both are former champions of the race.
The Bun Festival dates back to the 18th century when Chung Chau residents who suffered greatly from a plague believed the offering of buns to deities would end the outbreak.
And just a couple decades ago, they weren't using the baskets to collect them, and they did not have the safety harnesses either. So there were a couple of accidents where some people got seriously injured, and I believe it was shut down for 20-some years. But obviously back with the safety features now.
Did you just do research on that, or were you familiar with this bun snatching contest?
I have knowledge, but I'm not an encyclopedia.
Okay,
yeah, I had to do some research on that one.
Well, yeah, no, I'm glad they have harnesses now, because it looks like it could have gotten dangerous.
Yeah, you get up there.
You
sure
get up there. That's wild. Okay, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Miss a story? See it again or watch us live on YouTube at WKBT News 8 Now.
Hello again. For those of you who've asked, Danielle's doing a great job taking over as GM here at the board store. And me, I just spent 3 delightful days at the Laba Home Show visiting with so many past customers who expressed what a great home improvement experience they had with the board store. Improving homes, improving lives. It's what we do. When you're happy, we're happy. If you're planning a home improvement this year, call or visit the board store soon. More than you'd expect for less than you thought.
Check out these hot deals at Menards, all after 11% rebate. Premium hanging flower baskets make a great Mother's Day gift, just $9.99. Solar LED flower landscape lights are only 88 cents each, plus bags of landscape rock are just $2.49. 40-pound bags of wild bird food only $13.99. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get the weekly flyer plus exclusive daily flash sales right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Give your business the dumpster service it deserves for 15% less than you're paying now with Big Hook. Big Hook offers daily, weekly, or monthly pickups with professional drivers and 24-hour emergency service to our La Crosse County customers. New commercial accounts lock in a 15% savings, plus be one of the first 100 to sign up and get free delivery, setup, and a $50 gift card. This is a limited time offer. Save more with service you can trust. Contact Big Hook today.
It's amazing all the work that goes into growing this little guy. The research you've done over the past decades is critical to grow a good quality crop.
The UW-Madison has developed light casts to help farmers manage leaf blight before it takes root in potato fields.
I can't really overstate how important that is.
What's at stake isn't just the crop in the ground, it's the sustainability of your family farm.
This partnership really makes me proud to be a Wisconsin farmer.
One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
All right, more comfortable for tomorrow for a lot of people. We'll be back to the 70s, but the 80s will potentially come back this weekend and early next week. The next chance of rain, maybe to the second half of next week. So it's a dry stretch, but more comfortable for me tomorrow. Definitely.
Thanks for joining us at 10.
Greg is comfortable.